Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. We're here today with our Friday review, one of my favorite shows to put together for you. Each and every week, we're bringing you product reviews. We're bringing you research, what the latest and greatest is. In the practice today, I have a brand new book to review for you. I have a new product to review for you for those people that love acupuncture or are looking to get more into acupressure. And of course, 2 new research studies that are quick, to the point, and if they can serve you, they can serve someone in your family or community. That's why I'm happy to be able to bring these to you, because we all know someone out there with some type of health condition, weight condition, or they just feel like they're aging at a much faster rate. They just kind of feel like blah. And that is why we do these shows. That is why we believe that going over all of the underlying root causes is going to enable people to heal. So again, some of the shows will benefit you, but I really believe that all of the shows will benefit someone. So accumulate the knowledge and then begin to pay it forward and pass it on to others. All right, so let's get into today's show. The Friday review always starts with the updates from the week. So as I'm experimenting here with video now just over this last week, I am really excited to be able to take this to a new media-based channel. And so right now, the videos for this week will be up and available at stephencabral.com/podcasts. That means when you go to the particular show, like today's show, which is stephencabral.com/1687, stephencabral.com/1687, and that's Stephen with a PH. When you go to that page, you will see today's video as well. Now, next week, we'll be building out a brand new YouTube channel. We'll be getting rid of a lot of the old videos from a decade ago. I really haven't been using YouTube at all, but I obviously have created videos before, and I'm getting rid of the ones on the virus, and I'm also going to probably recategorize the ones from a decade ago when I was sharing all sorts of different health and fitness-based tips, not as much of what I'm doing right now. So check that out next week for sure. Obviously, next Friday, I will review that. But I would say equally as exciting to me as the video-based podcast, which will also be on iTunes in the future, is being able to do interviews with guests. So I did say, I think I shared with you last Friday, that the training Thursdays, they still exist. There's about 250 exercise-based shows. You can find those at stephencabral.com/podcasts. And those will have their own little tab. But going forward, our Thursday shows, as many weeks as I'm able to do, which is hopefully every week, I'm going to be bringing a guest expert onto the show. Someone that I believe our community will benefit from hearing. So yesterday, you got a taste of our very first guest interview. And again, they will morph, they will evolve, just like this podcast has done from the first couple episodes to where it is today. So I had on a really special guest, Gabrielle Reese. Gabby Reese, as most people know her, is really someone who I believe does it all. She's a hardworking mom. She's a business owner. She exercises. She's into fitness. She's into sports. So someone that really, I believe, has done a lot to be able to live their ideal life, to be able to share their ups and downs in lives, and also, I would say, has found a way to realize and recognize that, life isn't perfect. It's not really meant to be perfect. And at all times, you're trying to balance work, family, relationships, your own fitness, all of those things. And that's what we explored yesterday. So that was a really fun conversation to kick off our Conversations with Cabral. That's the name of the new Thursday show. And again, I'm really excited about that. Next week, I have my HRV coach on. So that is the person that I've been trying to up my own game in terms of heart rate variability. You'll hear all about that next week. I bring on all of my different coaches as well to share that with you. So I make the investment. I try to get the results as best I can. I learn. I'm like a sponge, and then I try to pass that information on to you as well. So definitely stay tuned. I'm excited for this new development within the podcast. We'll let you know when the videos go live on iTunes and other media players, and I'll certainly let you know when the YouTube channel is fully functional, put together. All right. Last thing is we will be putting clips together too on social media. So be sure to follow at just my name, Stephen Cabral on Instagram, and Dr. Stephen Cabral on Facebook. All right. So next thing's next. We have a great promo going on at equilibriumnutrition.com, and it just so happens to be getting your immune system in check before this start to fall and winter. So what I want to share with you is something that I do every day. I talked about it on my podcast of what do I do when I get sick? Well, one of the things that I'm doing this winter is I'm just keeping the immunity protocol going every single day. It's honestly as easy as adding vitamin D3. I do 4 drops every single morning with my smoothie. I do vitamin C. I do that first thing upon waking, basically, and that's 1 scoop. So it's about 2 grams, 2.5 grams of vitamin C. And then what I do is my balance zinc, and I do 1 capsule of that at dinner. It's honestly, it's very easy. It's very simple to follow. And I can ramp up the vitamin D, vitamin C, and the zinc if I happen to get sick. Honestly, it's easy as that. I just double it. That's all. I just double it. And I'm only doing that for a week or 2 maximum when I'm looking to get over whatever it is that I might be ailing from, all right? So not a specific treatment protocol. It's what I'm doing to boost my immune system. You can find it over at equilibriumnutrition.com. And with every purchase of the immunity protocol this week, you get $15 back to equilibriumnutrition.com for a future purchase. It's a credit. We give it back to you. So while supplies last of the immunity protocol are there, feel free to grab one for yourself, for your family, and get $15 back as a credit to use in the future at equilibriumnutrition.com. All right, next up, I want to bring you a book review of the week, and I love that we're now able to do this on video. Let's see, am I still on video? It seems that I'm still on video. All right. I'm new to this. I really am. So I'm excited for anyone watching along on video. This will improve over the weeks. So, here's what I want to share with you. I read multiple books per week. I say that just because it's really something that I love to do. I love to read. I really do. It's not that I do. I love to read. And I never really loved to read until I was doing it for myself. So back in, undergrad and college, I would read because I wanted to do well in school. That's it. I just wanted to do well. Now I realize it doesn't really matter that much. It matters to get the education, but the grades, nobody's ever asked me like, hey, how'd you do in college? But anyway, I love to read because I love to consume knowledge, and I also love to teach. So for me, good, I get to consume knowledge and then I get to share it with you. So it's what I do, obviously, and I'm just picking out the best books that I enjoy reading. So this book is by Dr. David Perlmutter, and I believe also by Austin Perlmutter as well. So Dr. Perlmutter's written many books, Grain Brain and others to do with basically eliminating gluten and wheat from your diet. So this was a nice book. I enjoyed reading it, a quick read. It's about 190 pages, and then after the 190 pages, there's about another 100 pages or so in recipes. So I always tell you kind of like what I agree with a book, and then maybe a couple things that I don't necessarily share exactly, although I have so much respect for Dr. Perlmutter, for sure. So here's the table of contents. It goes like this: the disconnection syndrome, the story of your brain, the brain's highs and lows, how high tech and electronics basically hijack the brain, the gift of empathy, so basically making reconnections with others, clearing the table, eliminating certain foods, and eating good, healthy foods, and then a lot on mindfulness, connections, and good quality sleep. So this is just a really good tips for overall healthy living. Just a quick little summary for you here is using Dr. Perlmutter's time test for when to remove essentially all the digital-based gadgets, establishing a daily practice of empathy, spending 30 minutes a week in nature, abiding by the brainwash diet, exercising for 30 minutes 5 days a week, prioritizing getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night, meditate for at least 12 minutes a day, and dedicate at least 10 minutes to improving personal relationships. I think we'd be a whole lot better, right, if we followed these specific plans for sure. So I've always have all my dog ears in the books as well. Basically, I can't say that I disagree with too much. I really don't. If there's one disagreement, I'm not as much of a high-fat advocate as Dr. Perlmutter. I understand the connection between a good, healthy fat and good quality brain tissue, but I don't advocate or recommend cow's milk dairy, and some of his recipes contain cow's milk dairy. Now, does that mean I don't think Dr. Perlmutter knows what he's talking about? No, not at all. Actually, I want to have him on the show. Of course, I'd love to have him on the show. And I think he's very intelligent, obviously, clearly a leader in the space. Why wouldn't I recommend cow's milk dairy? The reason is that, and I don't know that you've seen this yet. Let's see when it does come out specifically. I can actually tell you. The food sensitivity test, it came out this Tuesday, 1684. So on Tuesday, hopefully you watched along and you actually saw that the number one food sensitivity in people, humans, children and adults, is cow's milk. So you have to understand, I come at this from a clinical practitioner, and what I'm saying is, as someone that's run thousands and thousands of food sensitivity tests from an IgG perspective, I know that cow's milk creates inflammation in people's body. So if you want to substitute that for some sheep or some goat's milk, or even better, maybe some more monounsaturated fats is how I would go. But again, overall, like the book, and certainly teaching more about lifestyle, good nutrition, eliminating the bad stuff, right? Well, what do we talk about? Detoxing, getting rid of all these things from our life, EMFs, bad relationships, etc. All right. So the brainwash, I'll link it up today. All links will be available today at stevencabral.com/1687. All right. Next up, this company sent me, if you can see it here, I'm going to move back just a bit. Hopefully my microphone will still work. All right, here we go. And I'll shift this like this. Okay, this is still working. So we have here what is called the Spunk Acupressure Mat. All right. So this company, I literally just sent it to me. It comes in a nice little package, basically almost like a yoga mat where you could transport it wherever you go. And I've used acupressure mats before in the past. So that's one of the reasons why right off the bat I can tell you, well, I'm going to recommend this product as long as it's good quality. I have not opened this product yet, as you can see right here. It is all bound up, still tied up, comes in beautiful packaging, kind of like some comic book superheroes here on the back. And we've got the tag right here, which we're going to explore right now. So basically, an acupressure mat is going to help really relax the body. So you get in all of these tiny little spikes. I know that I read somewhere on this tag, there are over 6,210 acupressure stimulation points from this mat. It's made from recyclable, non-toxic material. No glues, 55% certified organic hemp, and 45% organic cotton. No synthetic dyes. It's GOTS certified, which is the Global Organic Textile Standard. You can hand wash. Really easy. It's an eco-foam product, and it's developed for relieving tension, relieving pain, and providing potentially less stress, deeper sleep. Again, no treatment protocols, not making any health-based claims. Let's check out inside the packaging now what we have. I'm just going to pull this right apart, and we'll see what we have here. Close enough. All right, so as I pull the mat out, the big unveiling here. All right, it's wrapped up. It's got this nice little design. This is typically all what these acupuncture mats and acupressure mats look like, I should say. And these little spikes are actually pretty sharp. They honestly are. The first time you use this, I recommend just using it for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. And then after that, about 10 minutes to 20 minutes. You could do a breathing session on it, really focusing on your diaphragmatic breathing. Close your eyes, relax your body. You can listen to binaural beats. Really nice to do after a meal. You can kind of relax your body, get into that parasympathetic nervous system. Or there's a couple great ways to use this. The way that I'll use it is I'll actually sit on it in this chair behind me right here. So that's a nice way to use it. And also other people use it as a stimulating bath mat. So they'll put their feet on it and it will actually stimulate their body, their nervous system, to kind of wake up gently in the morning. So lots of different ways that you can use it. Not an expensive mat. I'll certainly link it up today at stevencabral.com/1687. You can see the little writing on the back, quite nice. And this will obviously roll right up and you can store it in a closet. You could store it anywhere in that little bag that it comes with, and a great product. So I know for sure I will be using this. I'll be using it to step on when I want to awaken my body. I will lie on my back with it. Keep a t-shirt on when you're doing this. Once you get like you're used to it, then of course you could use it just with your bare back if you would like. Do keep in mind there will be impressions all over your back after using it. They will go away. And then for daily use, you can just sit on it as well if you'd prefer as well in your chair. So nice product, nice mat, good quality product, got certified, eco, organic, and hemp and cotton. And yes, I can recommend it. All right. So that is that with that for our book reviews and our product review of the week. You actually get to see the products now live on video. And what I want to do is bring you 2 research studies here today. The first one is on biofeedback, which I've been talking a lot about lately, right? I'll be talking about it next week with my HRV coach. Biofeedback is one of the absolute best ways to be able to calm the nervous system, calm levels of overall tension, anxiety inside of the body and brain. Well, here's a study out of, Department of Gastroenterology at Augusta University in Georgia. The lead author of the study and was published in The Lancet. Who's the lead author? The lead author is Dr. Rao, R-A-O. And of course, I will link up the link for you here today. But it basically says this: biotherapy relieves serious constipation. We hear from Dr. Rao, called dyssynergic defecation. It affects 1/3 of constipation patients and is a result of nerves and muscles in the pelvic floor not working properly. Research has shown that this instrument-guided biofeedback therapy is effective. It usually is done in a medical office, but it may be available at home in the future. Okay, well, here's what I want to share with you. When the body is tense, when the body is anxious, when the body's feeling irritable, when it's overwhelmed, some people hold that in their gut and they hold it and it forms or causes more constipation. So what we are looking to do is calm the nerves of the body, calm the enteric nervous system as well. When we do that, we can actually then ramp up the parasympathetic nervous system, which then allows for normal peristaltic movement in the intestines, which literally moves the stool along your colon and your intestines and helps with a better bowel movement. So biofeedback can be done with many different devices right at home, much of which I'll explain next Thursday. But essentially it comes back to your breath. You're breathing in for a shorter period of time than you're breathing out. And all of the breaths are relaxed, and you're actually breathing down to your diaphragm, which is going to help as well with those intestines and organs. So I'll link up the research. Definitely look into biofeedback. It can be done on numerous devices, but it goes back to breathing, and it goes back to calming the nervous system. So if you're someone dealing with constipation right now, besides looking at the gut microbiome, Candida, H. pylori, parasites, and SIBO, you certainly want to look at those in terms of constipation, as well as food sensitivities, food combining, but certainly look at biofeedback for calming the nervous system as well. All right, the last research study of the day I am bringing you from Dr. Stomel, who's a neurologist at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center in Lebanon, New Hampshire, right up the street from me. The author of a study on the presentation at the annual meeting of American Academy of Neurology in Boston. And I'm actually in the main office right now. And of course, Boston's my hometown, and Boston obviously really home to some great medical doctors and research with MIT, with Harvard, with Tufts University School of Public Health, with Mass General Hospital, Brigham and Women's, Beth Israel Hospital. I mean, some really great hospitals. Mount Auburn Hospital is a Harvard teaching hospital as well. So anyway, lots of great studies coming out of there. And of course, I promote all forms of medicine. As an integrative health practitioner, my job is not to play favorites. It's to do whatever's best for that particular individual at a particular time in their life, right? So here's what the study says. Mercury from fish is linked to Lou Gehrig's disease. So let's hear what it says. The recent finding: among seafood eaters, people in the top 25% for estimated mercury intake had a risk for ALS that was twice as high as those with the lowest intake. The key takeaway here is to stick to fish lower in mercury, such as salmon or cod or sardines, and avoid high mercury types such as swordfish, shark, marlin, and I'll put in there tuna as well. So what I'm going to do today is link up my podcast from way back in the day on the fish that are highest in mercury. And then I'm also going to give you a free download today of the fish highest in mercury, moderate in mercury, and lowest in mercury. The ones lowest in mercury you could eat on a daily basis. The moderate ones no more than once a week. And the high mercury ones no more than once a month. So if you love tuna, you can still have it once a month as long as your mercury levels have been tested and they are not high. How do you test your mercury levels? You can use a blood urine-based test, which we have, which is the toxic heavy metals test, or you could use the metals and mineral test to look at it as well. Okay, so a lot of people's favorites are swordfish and tuna. We have to be careful with those. Those are higher mercury foods, and I had high mercury levels just as even an 18, 19-year-old until I figured this out with a functional medicine doctor that was helping me. And they showed me on the minerals and metals test that I had high levels of mercury. And I said, how do I have high levels of mercury? Well, they said, what foods are you eating? And I said, here's my diet. I eat the same thing pretty much every day. And it was while at night, I'm in college, I was eating a can of tuna over rice with olive oil, trying to be healthy, right? And also trying to put on muscle, eating a lot of protein. So here's what I found though. Tuna, high in mercury, wasn't good necessarily for my body. So I wanted to share that with you here today. Again, we're all here to learn and we're always here to improve. So that's what it's all about. I'll link up both studies here today at stevencabral.com/1687. Hopefully you enjoyed our first Friday review on video. Let me know how I can improve. Let me know how I can better serve you. That's what it's all about. And of course, as always, if this show is helpful, please do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stevencabral.com/courses.